I wanted to do like a super duper beginner guide, because from time to time, like the game's kind of dead by now, let's be honest, but like from time to time I still see people on Reddit say like, oh, I'm super new and I don't know anything, and the things I see online are confusing and scary, and yeah, I kind of wanted to do like a super duper beginner guide that like doesn't even explain system mechanics, but like just how you do a combo, like super basic, just so you can like figure stuff out on your own from there. So you might have seen like the scary mathematical equations and everything, where people use like numbers and everything while talking about combos, and what they are like actually talking about is just directions and buttons. And the reason we do that is like the reason we don't just say, oh yeah, you press circle and you know, you press circle, square, and blah blah blah, is because fighting games let you adjust where you want to put your buttons, and people have different preferences there. I almost use the standard layout, but a lot of people don't. So like saying, oh yeah, circle is heavy is true in like the basic. I think even the move list assumes that you have the standard thing. Wait, let me check. Where's the move list? There it is. Yeah. Assumes default controls are being used. Yeah, true. Assumes characters facing right. So the reasons we do that, like we don't say like, oh, square, triangle. We say light, medium, because lights and mediums are true for everybody. It doesn't matter like what controller you use or like what your button mappings are. You always do light mediums, right? And the directions are just numpad notations. Like if you look at your keyboard right now, on the right side there is a numpad, hopefully, and that is essentially the directions. And we just use that because it's much quicker and easier to talk about things. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up a website. So it's much easier to talk about things this way, if you don't have to type out down medium, standing medium, jump cancel, yada yada. You just say, oh, you do a 2mm, so like 2mm or 2m, 5m would be the thing. So that's what that means. Essentially, if you have any doubts or want to know anything, Dust Loop Wiki is like the best wiki for fighting game stuff, and it covers a lot of the best fighting games anyways. So yeah, or like all the anime fighting games I care about anyways. So essentially how this game works, right, is that moves have a startup. You see the game says attack startup, and you have an active period in which the move can hit. Like maybe a good example is this move, right? This move has quite the long startup, but it only hits at the end, right? Like if I do this right in his face, there's a good portion of time where Goku doesn't actually strike him. And after that time, you have a recovery time, like you have a recovery animation. And that essentially means that, like, if we are in a situation where, for example, this might be a little bit confusing because this example doesn't actually happen in game, but like this is important for the basics. Where like if I press this button, I'm minus 10, right? So if your opponent can do any button that is faster than that, like a button that is faster than the 10 frame gap, they can hit you back. So assuming, you know, all 5 Ls are created equal, which they are not, to be honest. There are a few 5 Ls that aren't as fast as this. Broly's, Broly's for example, he has like, I think his is a frame slower, but he has a 2L that, or a 3L that makes up for it. I haven't played Broly in a while, ignore that. My point is that, for example, if we assume that all 5 Ls are 6 frames and you're minus 10 here, that means there's a 4 frame window in which your opponent can hit you, right? And if I just mash down medium here, you see he will beat me every single time. And you know, usually that doesn't really happen because you can cancel moves into each other. So you can do like a light medium. You see, like, even the light is slightly negative. It's -3. So it is safe. Like, nobody can punish you for this. You will always be able to block. But technically it is minus. And you know, you might notice right now, in game, this never happens, really. People always do more attacks after that. Like, how do you do more attacks when you are minus, right? And the reason for that is that you can cancel moves into each other. So the way it works is that lights go into mediums, mediums go into heavies, and heavies go into special. Or actually, you can just skip any, like, you can go from the lowest to the highest in whichever, like, however you want. You just can't go back unless you're Gohan and you spend a bunch of meter on, like, leveling up. But, like, I can't do a heavy into medium, see? If I do a heavy and I mash medium, I have to wait the recovery animation before I get to attack again. Which means I'm -8. Oh, that's not so bad, actually. -8 is kind of okay. Yeah. So, where do we go? So if you want to do, like, oh yeah, you also see that, like, the basic auto combo, for example, is just that. Like, this is just a light, medium, heavy. Light, medium, heavy. And after that it does a super dash and does a light, medium, heavy. So it essentially teaches you how combos work. But the auto combo is kind of shit for multiple reasons. For one, it doesn't give you good damage, and also it doesn't give you a knockdown, or Oki as we call it, Okizeme. That is the idea that when your opponent is standing up, you can't hit a guy while he's on the ground, okay? That's dishonorable. But you can hit him as soon as he tries to get up, okay? That's fair game. So, you see when I do the auto combo, he just kind of bounces against the wall and he recovers somewhere around here, right? But if I do like a real combo, something like down heavy, super dash into heavy, he slides on the ground. And that move is, well, let me check, is plus, oh wow, it's almost an entire second where you just get to do whatever the fuck you want. So if you do like a real combo, something like this, right? You get over a second of time where you can just do whatever the fuck you want. So while he's getting up, you can do like a high, or you can do a low. Oh, that's a good reason to go into blocking. So, by the way, down medium is a sweep, which means it knocks down. But you see, you only get this puny little knockdown. You don't get the cool knockdown where their face slides over the ground. But you see, this move is like plus 20 or something? Plus 18, plus 17. Okay, fine. So if I tell the opponent to attack me back when I do this, he just can't do it. Because as soon as he tries to hit me, I hit him back. Because I have essentially, like, remember the down medium is 11 frames of startup. And I have an advantage of 17 frames minimum. That means I can literally spam this move and miss the window if I just spam it poorly. You know what I mean? I can probably auto-time this. No, I can't. Okay, but you see what I mean? That's why mashing doesn't work. Like, if you're in the corner and you hate that they just keep hitting you all the time, the reason is that you have to block. And I know you didn't pay 60 bucks to block. But blocking is actually pretty interesting. And it's pretty fun, but I would go into blocking more into, like, when I talk about system mechanics. But, like, just to make it super duper easy, if you want to block, you just hold back. Holding back blocks. And if you want to block a low, you have to hold back and low. So if I tell him to guard all, you see this, you know, when I do a low attack, he crouches. When I do a medium attack, he stands. Crouching does cover mediums and lows, and stand blocking covers mediums and highs. So you see, you have to block correctly, you have to block the correct direction. And you also have to consider that sometimes people like change the side, right? They can do like an assist call into like vanish, then they hit you from the other side. Something people might do when they are, you know, when you normally vanish, you just attack them. But if you're in Spark, you can hold the vanish and then you don't do the attack. So you can vanish behind them and then attack them low, or you can vanish and attack them high, or you can vanish and air dash. You can do stuff like this, and then, if I was good, I could like cross people up with that, but I'm not gonna get super duper into that. What you have to know for your character is that your character has a light and a down light, and you can choose whichever you do. So like you can do like down light, medium, or you can do light, medium. And for lights you can do 2 in a row, but usually you can't do that with other moves. So I can't do like medium, medium, medium. If I do 2 mediums, like if I do the auto combo, he will just give me down medium. So you have 2 lights and 2 mediums, and you have 2 versions of heavy, right? You have the standing on and the crouching version. And then you have special. And you have down special. That's what most characters also have. So the way you structure your combo is you try to go up this ladder from like lights to mediums to heavy, and then you usually super dash and do a combo in the air. So if you want to have a super duper easy combo that I've done way too long, just do light, light, medium, medium, down, heavy, super dash, and then you can do your combo in the air. And I mean, air combos kind of require you to jump cancel, so I wouldn't like make it too complicated. Just do like light, light, medium, medium, down, heavy, super dash, light, light, light. Or if you want to be more fancy, do like light, light, jump. Oh wait. If you want to be more fancy, light, light, medium, medium, down, heavy, do like light, medium, jump, light, medium, heavy. Right, so like you see how that works, is that like we do like a basic thing and then we build on this basic thing. So what I recommend is just keep it simple, like do light, light, medium, medium, down, heavy, and in the air just press light, light, light to keep it super simple. When you want to be more fancy, you do light, medium, then jump cancel, which is essentially when you cancel the end leg of a move with a jump, and then you do another light, medium, and then you do heavy. But like test yourself out, like have fun. That is like essentially what you have to know. Your character has lights and mediums and heavies. Notably, maybe I should have noted that down heavy is invincible against jump attacks. You know, the game says so. Which essentially means that when somebody super dashes at you, just down heavy them. Like in the beginning, people will always do this, and this thing is invincible against projectiles, which is annoying. So you just down heavy them, and then you do a cool air combo. Or that's at least that's like I romanticize this game so much because of its ranked mode. Because when I started out, like everybody in low ranks was just super dashing. Then like somebody figured out a down heavy, and I observed people using down heavy against me. Then I copied that. Then somebody shows you the counter to that, and the counter to the counter, and so on. This game is beautiful. So, sorry, I got off track. What you have to know is your normals. That is the light, mediums, heavies. And special. Special is usually your projectile button. Not on every character, but usually it is like that. And all characters have special moves. A special move is when you do a quarter circle. So you do 1/4 of a circle in a direction and press a button. For example, this is quarter circle back light on Goku. This is quarter circle forward light. And you see the medium version is the same but slower and stronger. And the medium version on the forward one is also the same. It's slower but stronger. And the heavy version is an EX. It is the best of both worlds. It combines the speed of the one with the strength of the other. Yeah. And for example, his beam, the beam is a quarter circle forward special. And the beam beats basic projectiles. So if somebody does that and you see an opening, you can do this to shut them down. Yeah, that's essentially it. Then there are still supers, which is essentially you press light and medium or Dragon Rush. You know, Dragon Rush is essentially just light and medium together. And you do a quarter circle back for a level 3 and forwards for a level 1. That's essentially how it works. And you can do a second level 1 super by doing a quarter circle forward with heavy and special, or the super dash button. Because super dash is just heavy and special together. So you see, every character has 2 supers. You have to figure out what your character's supers are. And usually characters have 1 level 3, but sometimes they have a second level 3. In Goku's case, I think it's a level... Oh, it is a level 3. Huh, interesting. Like, in Goku's case, essentially, it is a question if he attacks you from the front or the back. He used to not have that. Like, his level 3 just went behind you, but now he can do this version that, like, stays in the front. Which is like a really shitty mix-up, because you can just look at his hair and know which version he does, so you will never get hit by this, I guess. Maybe if you're a beginner. Yeah. And that's essentially it. Like, I could yap about this game for a super duper long time, but that's essentially it. Maybe something that is worth noting is that, as you see in the invincibility column here, level 3s are fully invincible. So if you want to be disrespectful, you can throw one out and hope that your opponent gets hit by it. But you also see that when you do that and your opponent blocks it, oh shit, then you're minus 14. And if your opponent is good, you die for shit like that. Like, unironically, when you're really good and you get blocked on your level 3, your character is most likely dead. Unless it's like the first combo of the game and your opponent has no meter whatsoever. Yeah, some characters have like DPs, like Vegeta here. You know, Vegeta is very disrespectful, so he has a special move that is just immune against attacks. This one, it's fully invincible. So if you want to be really annoying, oopsala. If you want to be really annoying, you can just do this whenever your opponent pressures you. But the same thing applies here. If they block it, you're minus 30, which essentially means you die for this mistake if they are good. Yeah, that's essentially it. You have to figure out what your characters do. People have very different specials. For example, his dive kick can be a nice mix-up, right? He can do, like, you see how he like jumps away a little bit. You can like jump to the front. So like every character has like pretty cool unique things about them. Like Trunks, for example, has this weird flip that he can use in combos. It's like, I never got good with this, but I think this is like a really cool move where like, see, he can like do his projectile, then cancel it into flip, and then continue his combo. It's pretty cool. But yeah, you just gotta figure that out. I hope this video didn't get too long.